Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be it's going to be a different video than what I normally put out of the few little videos that I do have on my channel. But this video is going to be basically about, it's going to be kind of just me telling you guys about me a little bit with kind of like a story time, I guess you could say, because there's going to be some examples I'm going to give you to back up what I'm saying about myself. A lot of people that are probably going to see this video will probably be like, what? You know, really shocked. First of all, probably shocked that I'm doing this video, and shocked at the things that I'm going to say in this video, because the people that know me, they'll be shocked. But I think but anyways, so this video is basically going to be me talking about my shyness that a lot of people don't realize that I have. I don't think. But like my whole life I have like a smidge of shyness that takes over in certain situations or certain times of my life that I know the people around me don't realize that I have. I think they probably just feel like I'm just not wanting to do some of the things that they do, or even when I'm there and around, like I will go to these different events, but there are certain things that I won't participate in once I'm there, and it's because of this little smidge of shyness that I have that I can't get over. It's like when people say they have anxiety or maybe depression or whatever other people deal with, like, you know, you have these things and other people may not understand you have these things, especially when they don't have these things. So with me, the shyness that I have and the people that I normally around, like my friends that I hang out with or whatever, they are not shy. They don't have a shy bone in their body. So it's like they will do things and don't think twice about doing these things because these things are natural to them. They're natural social butterflies in every aspect. But me, I consider myself as a social person. Like, I love people. I love to be around people. I will talk to a fly on the wall. Like, that is not my shyness. So let me straighten that up. I'm not shy around people. I'm not shy, or I don't fold when I'm around people or in a crowd or anything like that. My shyness comes from, I guess you can say, performances or activities when I'm around people. Like, I can be in a room with hundreds of people and not be fazed. You know, I'm very comfortable in my skin. Like, being around people does not bother me. It's if I'm around people and you say, we'll say for instance, like if we go out and we're in we'll say a club setting or some type of setting outside where they're playing music or whatever, like if something comes on that I like, I have to really like it to get up and actually dance. And I will, as long as, like, you know, I don't like to be the center of attention. I guess that's how I can explain it. Like, if everything's going on, the music is playing, everybody's just dancing around, I will be one of those people, like, if I like the song, I will get up and dance. But the second you do what people normally do in a crowd, especially around me, because people are so used to me being in the background chilling, that if I do get up and dance, then they start hollering your name, or at this point that I'm like in the spotlight, I clam up. Like, I do not like to be in the spotlight when I'm in those type of settings. And I don't think people get that. Like, if you see me dancing, it's almost like, let me do what I'm doing and you can join in or do whatever you're gonna do around me, but just do not say, oh, go Nadia, or start screaming my name or something like that, because at that moment I'm gonna clam up. I do not like to be put on the spot, I guess is what you can say. And I know people may feel like, how do you not like to be on the, like, put in the spotlight, but yet you do YouTube and you're literally in the spotlight because you're the only one on camera, you're recording. Like, this is different. This is a different setting. I'm in the comfort of my home. I'm recording most of the time by myself. Sometimes my daughter sits off to the side when I'm recording, but for the most part, you know, I'm alone. Even though if there's people in my house, but I'm still, that's not, like, that part doesn't bother me. Like, being in my house and people being here when I'm recording, that doesn't bother me. That's not the type of spotlight or whatever. Like, this whole YouTube thing is a way for me to get on here and be whoever I want to be, because there's a few people on the inside of me. Like, I can be whoever I want to be. You guys will see. So I'm not saying like I'm crazy or nothing, but like, I can be really calm, I can be really goofy. There's just, like, you just never know. So this YouTube thing is different. This gives me the opportunity to be all the different people that I have wanted to be growing up that I could not be because of the shyness that I have. Like, some examples, when I was younger, I used to so badly want to be a choreographer. Like, I don't mean just like dancing around. Like, I literally mean, like, I wanted to choreograph like dances for, like, the type of dances like Chris Brown's background dancers do in his videos and stuff like that. That is the type of stuff that I wanted to do. But I knew I could not do that because at that point I would have to make up the dance and actually do this dance in front of people. If I, say for instance, if I would have made it, I would have to do that dance in front of people to show them what the dance was. Now, since I was the one teaching, it might not have been as bad because at that point I would be teaching, but just the thought of me having to dance in front of other people like that and be in the spotlight completely, like, took that away from me. And another example is me. I wanted to be a Dale team when I was in high school. The thought of me doing that in front of people, because I know they traveled around doing whatever they did, that, like, completely made me change my mind. Now, I was in drill team. Did we call it drill team? I think it was drill team, like, for my church growing up, but we were a step group. I did that, and it's because my mom forced me to do that because we were so into church growing up. So she made all of us get into drill team. I think that's what it was called. And of course we used to practice at the church, and then we would travel for competitions. And I kid you not, before every competition we would have, I would almost be like seconds from vomiting because my nerves were horrible, because it's like they were, even though it would be a group of us doing it and I was really good at it, it's just the fact of me performing in front of other people. Oh my God, I used to be terrified for every performance. I never forget, we were in Texas, and this is the only performance I remember, but we were in Texas performing, and there was like this massive competition that we were there for. So there were drill teams everywhere. All I can remember is pulling up on that bus and seeing the amount of people there and instantly had to vomit. Like, it was horrible. And it's almost like I went through life hiding this because I don't even know why. But it's just not something that you just, like, come out and talk about. Like, when would I have had the chance to talk about this? And probably who would have cared unless it's someone that, you know, went through the same thing. So I never did the Dale team thing. And then when I was in high school, we had, for the ones of you that are watching me that aren't from where I'm from, we had this group for the football games. It was called the Tigerettes. And of course this was the kind of dancing that I wanted to do. So I tried out for the Tigerettes, and it's so funny because I tried out, and like, I was of course terrified knowing I was gonna have to try out in front of the other Tigerettes and all this stuff. So they paired us in twos, and there was me and this other girl as a team for our part of the tryouts. And like, we were going, and I was nervous, but I had the dance down pat. So I was like, Okay, I'm nervous, but I got this dance down pat. So there is no reason I should be nervous. I just need to do the dance, get it over, get my part of the tryouts over with. So we're doing our part, and she was on my right side, and out of the corner of my eye, I see her mess up. And everything we did, you know, we did in counts or whatever. And I saw her mess up. When I saw her mess up, my nerves kicked in at that point. I don't know why, but they did, and they completely took over. So when I saw her mess up, I messed up. And after I messed up, it was like I couldn't catch my mess up. Because at that point, it's like my brain just stopped counting. You would have thought I would have been able to jump back on the next count and keep going, but my nerves and my nervousness, all of that stuff just kind of took over, and I could not get my count back right to get back on the part that I needed to get back on. It's like my whole world just crashed right there, and I wanted to cry so bad, because it's like I wanted to do this so bad as a way of helping me get over my my performance shyness. I guess that's what I want to label it as, because it's really the only time that I'm like that. But so trials were over, and I ended up making the team. I don't know how I made the team. Both of us made the team. I kind of feel like they just put us on it because they needed a certain number of people. I don't know. I didn't ask, but we both made the team even though we messed up. I don't know if it's because they may have said, oh, well, they were doing really good, and then they just mess up. I don't know. I never asked. I was just like, okay, I made this team. But after I made the team and I was going to practices or whatever, and my parents, I don't know where this came from, but my parents were like talking about moving. And they were talking about moving to Grand Bay. I don't know why. I don't know. I was young, so I really don't remember the details. But I just remember they were talking about moving. And I ended up quitting because it was like, we're moving to Grand Bay. I can't be a Tigerette if we're going to be in Grand Bay. But in the back of my head, it was almost like that was an excuse for me to get out of it. Because maybe I knew that once it came down to it, I wasn't going to be able to like get past my nerves of doing it. So I quit, and of course the girls went on, and I went to every football game, because back then football was it. Like everybody was there. Like you didn't miss a game. I don't care if it was pouring down, raining, what the weather was, what was going on. We were at every single game. And at every single game, I would sit and watch them, and I'm like, why couldn't I do that? Like, why didn't I just keep going and fight through my fear of not being able to do that? Like, I beat myself up internally. Nobody knew. Like, literally, nobody knew. I beat myself up about that for so long, because they were awesome. Like, seeing them dance, those girls were amazing. But so that was that in high school. And then like throughout life, I still, like I said, I am a social person. Like I'm not shy around people. Like I don't walk in a room and get shy because people are in there. Like I'm quiet when I'm around people that I don't know, but I think most people are probably like that. You're quiet around people that you don't know until you get to know them, and then you're like, blah, 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 blah. That's me. Like I won't necessarily start a conversation with people because people be funny acting, and I don't have time for that. So I don't really start a conversation with people because you just never know how people act. And for some reason, females are really funny acting for no reason. Even when there are people that it's people that they don't know. I've had people dislike me that has actually told me, I didn't like you when I first saw you, when I first met you, because you look like this. And I'm like, what does that say about you? They don't say nothing about me, because you just sat here and said you didn't know me. So that's a you problem, not a me problem. So, but people will do that. So I don't tend to make conversation with people that I don't know because of that reason. But when people make conversation with me, like I kind of feel people out when I'm talking to them at first. And if it's somebody that, oh, you know, she's cool, I will talk. I will probably talk your head off. If I can tell after we meet and we talk that you're cool, like, hey, we can talk. I just don't start the conversation because of how people move real funny. So I don't tend to be the one to start the conversation. But like, yeah, so I've dealt with that through my entire life. And a couple of years ago, I was like some friends, we went to Atlanta for for my birthday and my best friend's birthday. And they're probably going to see this video and be like, okay, oh my God, Nadia, why didn't you just tell us this or something? I don't know. But we had, like, she had this itinerary of all the things that we were going to do when we got to Atlanta. And like the things were fun and funny, like we were being pretty much big kids, but that's what we do when we are around each other. And like one of, say, I don't know, it was some type of name. It wasn't like a, it was kind of like a scavenger hunt type thing, but we were actually having to do things like go twerk on a stranger or something, you know, it could be something like that. But there were a couple of times where whatever the situations were landed on me and I completely refused to do them. And of course they're like, oh, Naya, come on, it's part of the game, do this and this. And it's like, as bad as I wanted to, like my heart wanted to, because it's like, this is what we're here for. It's fun. Like everybody else is participating on their part, so do your part. Like as bad as my heart wanted to, my mind would not settle down for me to be able to do that. Like it just absolutely wouldn't. No matter how I tried to talk myself into doing it, no matter how guilty I felt because I wasn't doing the part of whatever it was that I was supposed to do. Because I want to say it was like 2 or 3 times. I don't know. But it's like, not only am I having to do this around the group of girls that we were, some of them were like my best friends, and then some of the girls were, you know, people that some of my friends were cool with. So, and it's not even, that doesn't even matter, because it could have just been a small, even if it would have been a smaller group, my mind still would have done the same thing. But it's like, I could not, it's something that I can't control. Like on the inside, I'll be saying, yes, I want to do this. I think this is fun. I know we'll have fun. We always laugh from like the minute we get together to the minute we aren't. So I knew that it was going to be something that I would enjoy, but it's like, I just could not wrap my mind around doing some of the things that we had to do. And they weren't bad things. Like, they weren't big things. They were so small. But I just couldn't do it. And it's not something that I can control. And I know they're going to probably be seeing this like, oh my God. And once they think back on some of the things that I refused to do, this will help it make sense as to why I wouldn't do those things. Because if it requires me to get up in front of a crowd of people and I'm the center of attention and I have to do whatever these things are, I'm not doing it. And it's just, and I can't help it. Like, no matter how bad I may want to do it. And it's almost like I can sit there and envision myself like actually doing it and how I would feel if I actually did it. But I just can't do it. It's, I don't know. If you don't go through it, I know it's hard for you to probably understand. But for the people that actually go through it, they're probably looking at this like, yep, I know exactly how you feel. But for someone who doesn't, like my friends are extroverts. Like it doesn't matter where we are, who we're around, whatever it is, what we're doing, they're gonna do it. They're not gonna think twice about it. They're not like, they're just gonna do it. And then here I am. I would consider myself a social introvert, because like I said, I'm not the type of person that, I'm not an introvert. I'm not gonna get around people and clam up. I'm not gonna be like, it's just so hard to explain. But like, I enjoy being by myself sometimes, but I also enjoy being out around people. I love being around my friends. I mean, like, anybody that knows, like, is around them, or like all of us knows that it's like nothing but laughs constantly. So, but it's like, even in a party, I've had parties at my house. It's like, those things don't bother me. It's the minute you say, Nadia, come over here and do such and such, and I'll be like, no, I ain't doing that, girl. I'm not doing it. No. Like, it doesn't matter who's there or who's not there. I'm just not doing it. But yeah, so like, I've dealt with this my entire life, and I felt like I just needed to get this off my chest, because I know there have been certain situations that so many times that people around me just have not understood me not doing things, or me being a certain way when we're doing certain things. And this is why, if you guys are seeing this, I can't help it, okay? Like, like I said before, I can get in front of this camera and be whoever, whatever, however I want to be. Like, I used to imagine myself growing up also like being an actress, because it's like, eternally I have all of this talent that I just want to spew out into the world. Like, me with all these different personalities, like, I act out things in my head. There are so many things that it just doesn't matter. Like, full conversations, acting out, like, whatever the case may be. I can be in my car and have a full, that's why I feel like I would be good at vlogging. I just hadn't started doing that yet, because I mean, you gotta be, like, I feel I need it to be interesting when I start doing that. But I have some really interesting conversations in the car with myself, and it's like, why not record those when you're doing that? Like, I have an internal, it's like I have an internal performer that wants to come out, but my brain will not let it come out. Maybe me doing YouTube will kind of help me pull some of that out, because it's there. It just will not come out. It's almost like like how the freaking Hulk, when he's in his human form and the Hulk wants to come out, but he won't let him out because he's upset. So you keep seeing Hulk like burst, like want to burst up, and then I can't think of the man's name that plays Hulk, but you know, he keeps him in because of, you know, he's upset. That's almost like it is. It's like, all of these things I have in me that I want to do, is like they want to come out, like they are on the edge, but my mind like pulls them back down. It's like, no, we're not doing that. And I can't control it. It drives me insane, but I still can't control it, and I'm sorry. But it is what it is. I've dealt with it my entire life. I don't even know if it's something that I can change. I'm almost 30. I'll be 38 in a couple of months, and it's not something that I've been able to change. It just is what it is. But like I said, hopefully, like, me being on YouTube is kind of like my outlet. It's one of the reasons why I'm on here. I can get on here and say whatever I want to say, do whatever I want to do, and not have to feel like I'm closed in, because excuse me, not have to feel like I'm closed in, because all of this is on my terms, in the comfort of my house. If it's something that I like, I can put it out there. If it's something that I do that I don't like, I can cut it out. My videos aren't going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Like, I'm not going to try to make it like everything is just perfect. Like, I'm going to get on here and hopefully let you guys see all of the things that I have kept in all these years. I hope that this will help me. I'm doing this to hold myself accountable, hoping that this will help me kind of get past it, starting it at home. That's not saying that when I get out in public, you're going to be able to call my name and say, Nadia, come do this, and I'm going to do it. I'm not doing it. It's not saying that. This is a start. So I'm doing this for me to be able to start or whatever. So I hope this video helps somebody to start. I hope that you are able to find some kind of way to hold yourself accountable for you first, not for anybody else, because I'm doing this for me first, because it's something that's always been in the back of my head. But I hope this helps somebody. If you do have this issue like I do, leave me a comment below or shoot me an email and let's talk, because this was my way of like letting everyone know at the same time around me that this is my why as to why I've been how I've been my whole life, or why I have not done things that I have not done, that I have not wanted, that I've wanted to do my whole life. So that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it and made it to the end, and I will see you guys in my next video, and thank you for watching my channel. Bye.